Hello everyone, welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars. Before we dive in, remember to subscribe, like, and share. Your support keeps these intimate glimpses into celebrity life coming. Today, we're talking about Alina Boz and Alp Navrez, who were recently seen together on a quiet car outing in Istanbul, a seemingly simple drive that turned into the most talked about moment of the week among their fans. What started as a low-key afternoon became a tender snapshot of a couple enjoying time away from the spotlight, revealing the kind of chemistry that doesn't need a red carpet to glow. The day began with the pair leaving a private residence tucked away in one of Istanbul's leafy neighborhoods. Their exit wasn't staged, it wasn't flashy, just two people stepping into a day that belonged only to them. Alina kept it sleek and effortless. A textured jacket layered over a soft tee, subtle jewelry, dark sunglasses, and a fresh pair of white sneakers. She moved with the unbothered confidence of someone who knows how to look polished without trying too hard. Alp matched her tone with ease, an open-collar shirt, well-fitted jeans, an understated watch, and that easygoing aura that has become his signature. From the first moment, their styles spoke the same language. Coordinated without being deliberate, relaxed without losing elegance, they looked like a couple who doesn't need to prove anything. Their car, a plush, quiet ride chosen more for comfort than show, completed the picture. It wasn't about being seen. It was about slipping through the city with enough space to breathe, to laugh, to look out the window and be nobody in particular. Sources close to the couple shared that the day was planned as a retreat from the constant buzz of work. No events, no set visits, no glam team trailing behind. Just an afternoon to drift through familiar streets, hold easy conversations, and enjoy the kind of ordinary moments that become extraordinary when you rarely get them. The drive wound through Istanbul's scenic routes, the kind of roads where the Bosphorus peaks between buildings and sunlight flickers off the water. From time to time, fans nearby or tuned in through social media caught glimpses. A few short clips surfaced. Alina laughing at something Alp said, her smile soft and unguarded, the kind that doesn't usually make it into staged photos. Alp, in return, looked relaxed and playful, leaning in to say something only she could hear. Even through car windows, the ease between them was obvious, like a conversation that never has to start over because it never really ends. They kept the energy light. No rushing, no urgency. Just a window cracked open to let in the warmth of the afternoon, their voices low and animated. People who saw them said that nothing felt forced, they looked like themselves, and that was enough to make the moment captivating. In a world that constantly demands spectacle, the quiet was the point. Midway through the outing, they pulled over near a small cafe known more for its cozy corner tables than its fame. They didn't arrive with an entourage. They didn't ask for a private room. They simply stepped out, greeted the staff with genuine warmth, and slipped into a short break that would have gone unnoticed if faces like theirs didn't draw attention everywhere they go. Alina tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear while Alp briefly held the door, a gesture that felt natural rather than performative. When the breeze picked up, he reached to adjust the collar of her jacket. It was the kind of detail fans love, small, attentive, unspoken care. Inside the car, between stops, it was pure lightness. They traded playful remarks, shared quick glances that turned into laughter, and kept a rhythm all their own. The whole day had a tone of inside jokes and quiet happiness. It was the mundanity of love, the kind that doesn't ask to be documented and yet looks beautiful when it accidentally is. Observers commented online that seeing them like this, without the armor of publicity, made them feel more human, more reachable, more real. At one point, the car paused at a traffic signal on a street lined with curious onlookers. Phones rose, flashes flickered, and for a moment, privacy thinned. Neither of them tensed. Alina offered a small, appreciative smile, the kind that says thank you without promising anything more. Alp followed with a nod and an easy grin. They treated it like an expected interruption, acknowledged it without feeding it, then moved along as soon as the light changed. It was a brief interruption handled with the same grace that has defined the way they navigate attention, polite, controlled, and grounded. Their route reportedly circled past some of the city's most picturesque stretches. There were moments when Alina pointed out something on the horizon, a rooftop garden, a familiar shoreline curve, a glimmer of sea, and Alp answered with a teasing comment, a laugh, a soft reply. Nothing dramatic. Nothing staged. Just a rhythm that revealed how comfortable they are together, how easily they fall into each other's company. Those who followed online admired that this wasn't a performance, it was a quiet scene, and yet it drew eyes because of how genuine it felt. Social media, of course, didn't wait. As soon as the first clips appeared, fan pages began stitching together timelines, posting side-by-sides of their outfits, zooming into warm expressions caught between car reflections. Comments poured in. Relief that they looked happy, excitement over their chemistry, adoration for their understated style. People praised the choice to spend the day in a way that didn't demand attention. Hashtags related to the outing climbed through fan circles, accelerating into trending zones by early evening. The narrative wasn't scandal, it wasn't speculation, it was admiration for a couple who knows how to be present without turning every moment into a spectacle. One detail that stood out to observers was how skillfully they balanced visibility with privacy. Even in a public setting, they kept their conversation low and their focus narrow, leaving plenty unsaid for onlookers and cameras. In an era where every shared moment can become public property, they kept the boundaries intact without ever seeming cold or distant. It felt like experience, the seasoned understanding of two people who work in the public eye and still guard what matters. Before long, the day curled back toward where it began. The car returned to the same residence, the same quiet street, the same leafy shadows. The energy stayed light and happy, as if the day had unfolded exactly the way they hoped it would. Sources said that, before stepping out, they lingered a minute, finishing a conversation, exchanging one last joke, smiling in the way people do when a day lands just right. Online, those who caught glimpses described the vibe as warm, easy, and genuine. The kind of moment that makes you root for them without needing a headline to tell you why. If you look at what the outing revealed, a few themes stand out. Style, certainly, both of them carry a refined, effortless look that never drowns out who they are. Warmth, absolutely, the way they greet people, the gestures they share, the patience they show when attention finds them. And then connection. The quiet, everyday kind that shows up during a drive across town, a pause at a cafe, a red light where laughter lingers in a brief hush before moving on. Fans responded not just to the sight of them, but to the feeling of them, two people whose calm compatibility makes ordinary moments feel special. In the end, this wasn't just a car ride. It was a small, unguarded window into what their relationship can look like when the world steps back. From the clothes that said comfort first, to the ride that promised privacy without isolation, to the way they held the day like something fragile and worth keeping, the outing captured the essence of a couple anchored by genuine affection. They stayed composed when attention surfaced, stayed kind when eyes followed, and stayed true to themselves when they could have turned the whole day into a performance and chose not to. For fans, it was more than content to repost. It was a reminder that the moments we don't plan often tell the most honest stories. Whether it was Alp adjusting Alina's jacket, or Alina leaning towards him with a smile that relaxed the whole frame, this was a study in small gestures. And small gestures, strung together, become a portrait. That portrait doesn't shout. It hums. So, consider this your update for today, a calm drive, a shared pause, and a return home that felt like the right punctuation mark. If you enjoyed this look into a side of Alina Boz and Alp Navras that rarely slips into view, be sure to stay with Secrets Behind the Stars. Subscribe, tap like, and share this video with the friends who love seeing the human moments tucked between the headlines. More behind-the-scenes stories are coming, more quiet truths, more glimpses that feel like secrets whispered rather than news announced. And if today is any indication, the next time they step out for a simple ride, the city might feel just a little brighter for it.